أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين وصل اللهم على محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه وأتباعه وسلم والحمد لله رب العالمين آمين. We said the prophets also need to ask questions. Prophets also need to have satisfied hearts. It means definitely we do need. Another thing, the verse we are going to start today's discussion with is about Abraham's questioning, asking God. And we emphasized on the importance of asking the question, how, before ever asking the question, why. Before study is coming to our verse today, in order to understand this verse last week, or the week before we studied this verse, let me get the translation. Some commentators say that these people, in front of these people, their animal, domestic animal, donkey or ass, was resurrected or rebuilt in front of their eyes. But some commentators say, no, there's no sign and it's not mentioned in the Quran like this at all. Just in the discussion, God speaks to the people and say that, look, how the verse, this one, the last one, how we put them together and then clothe them with flesh. It means we have always been doing this in front of your eyes. You are observing it. You are seeing it. Why don't you pay attention to it? How it is happening. But the purpose of our series of this matter, this discussion, is the importance to pay attention to the importance of the question, how? We have to establish everything first by asking the question, how the things are happening, coming to a conclusion, how they are coming into existence as a result of natural laws, as a result of accident, or by themselves, or some philosophers argue that matter is eternal. So if you are awake, it means really fully awake. Yeah? I can tell you a very fine point which is discussed among the serious scholars, not ordinary scholars, very serious, rare scholars of Islam. But I have to stand up like this. My stand-up is really a very big, very subtle, important point is going to be discussed. These serious scholars were arguing how the belief in God must be established in your heart, in your mind, in yourself. How the belief happens. There are two things that we have to pay attention. One is those people who say that this universe is created by God. For example, the simple example, we human beings are created by God and we are growing now. The earth is created by God with it is, if you like, ability, inert ability. As this, you are familiar with inertia in physics? Yeah, for example, when I put it here, it has the inertia that when I take it, because it is the energy is there to fall down. So they think that in the inner nature of the things, again prepared by God in them. Now they are exercising them, revealing them. These people are called, for technical reason, I am telling you this, for the people who are familiar with Arabic language, مخاصم معتقد, the opponent who believes, believing opponent. How can you be believing and at the same time opponent to the reality of what the universe is telling, what the Quran is telling, etc. As next to the in Arabic term, they missed from my mind, is an unbelieving opponent. But they are in the same category. It's interesting. This believing opponents and unbelieving, denying opponents are in the same category. Undenying opponents say the universe has no creator, it is eternal by itself, just the things are happening as themselves. But believing opponents say the universe has been created by God, the quality, whatever the potential qualities are given to the things, objects by God, the believing God, and now they are acting with their already given qualities and potentialities. For example, I am created by God, I am given the ability to speak by God, now I am speaking, using what is given to me by God. Why are they classified as opponents? Opponents to, if you like, truth, the truth. Do you understand why it's all? Do you understand the case I'm trying to present so far? Mm-hmm. Yeah. It cuts off the relationship between you, between universe, between objects, everything with God. It means they are like acting like an automated machines as they are given. It seems to be at first is very good, but when you say automated machines, as they are like clock, winding clock, old-fashioned clocks, not the digital ones. You have to wind every day. So God wind the clock, and the clock is working now by itself. So it is fundamentally contradictory to the Creator's absoluteness. But this is God's side. Our side is God has nothing to do with me now. That is the common understanding. God sometimes interferes, for example, to create miracles for his prophets, changes the rule. Otherwise, rules now in the creation are functioning by themselves. Now, if we have this understanding, so these verses that we have studied thus far, and also we are going to study, wouldn't mean anything. Because when I look at the world, or when I pay attention to what's happening in this world, right now in front of me, I don't see God's presence there. It means there is a machine, like this one, the engineer even doesn't know, but that's a human being, that I am using it, how it is functioning, he made it and left it. What we have to do, we have to realize that right now, the machine is being given existence as it seems to be functioning within time. To my experience, within time. But I can easily conclude and comprehend that it is given existence with a new property right now. When you look at it, look at the universe like this, what you see, everything, whatever happens in this world is the demonstration of the God's activity, who God is. You will find God in front of you demonstrating himself to you. But if you say that, for example, God gave me all these abilities I am doing now, it means I don't need really to get in contact with God anymore because I am going to function as a clock. Wound or winded, which one is correct? Wound. Yeah? Wound clock. So my master is somewhere, maybe resting, sleeping, maybe he's retired, whatever. It is, rhetorically, it's called, in this understanding, God goes into retirement on the seventh day. Yeah, it looks ridiculous, but when you put it in this way, it looks ridiculous. How about our understanding of the universe is exactly like this? Usually. That is the danger. Or danger of what? Alienating yourself from God. Why? Because of the false assumption about the functioning of the universe. The universe is the demonstration of God right now in front of your eyes. Then when the scripture speaks that this is a sign, you see the sign, but the sign is not directly relating to God's action, but God left something for you. You are investigating it independently from God's presence there. Because we find it so difficult to understand that the creation is realized by an omnipotent, omniscient, absolute God. Why? Because of our perception of the universe is not really directly related to God. separated. Universe is separated. Even you are separated with God. Sometimes what we do sometimes, we give order to God. You know, we want God to obey our expectations. God, we say when we pray, please God, this is good for me, do it. So follow my understanding, my mind, my expectations. Our relationship with God is waiting from God to do something extraordinary, to change his way of creation, make an interference, change the root of the order, and make something special treatment for me when I pray, even. Because I don't see that the universe has been presented to me by God right now. So we need always, let me go back to the, okay, when I touch it, it's points, I will read it now. وانظر إلى طعامي كيف ننشزها ثم إلى العظام كيف ننشزها ثم ننكسها. Right now we are doing it. We are creating the we are putting the bones and bones, making the bones, and then clothing it with flesh. When? Right now. Right now. When the story was talking about the people, they were observing it. How? Look, it is being, isn't it? It's done now. But if you don't see the presence of God as acting here right now, what you have to do, you have to have a miraculous, out of ordinary, as against or as different from the ordinary way of action. What we do, what we expect now, God, what we expect from God, to create something extraordinary. So the donkey will be like this. That donkey, completely 100 years. Can you imagine what happens? Completely, yeah? The bones just becomes dust. So donkey, suddenly, God is able to do that. Now, this is contradictory. We have to understand that. If you don't see, or I don't see the flesh just clothed on my bone in the most perfect way right now, and this is the act of my Creator showing himself to me, what I have to do, I have to turn this lesson into a story and a miraculous things happening. I don't make it daily for me or daily experience for me. I cannot make it practical for me. So my belief becomes believing in something extraordinary. So only you will say that, for example, the earth is revolving, the sun is moving, the sun is emitting light. And in this action, I don't see who is making it really, giving existence to it really. What I will say, if the sun, for example, changes its rotation or its route, and if the prophet says, you see, I asked God to change it, now it changed, do you see? And then we say, really? No one believes in God in this way. This is not belief in God. It is just, you are not believing in God. You are seeing something. Belief means your conclusion as a result of your observation. If I say that I am an extraordinary man and I do something, demonstrate it to you, you saw it, and you say, okay, now I saw it. I know you are. I know you do it. But what we are expected to do, to come to a conclusion as a result of our observation of the events when, now. So this is necessary in order to understand the Quran. Otherwise, we cannot understand the Quran. Quranic teaching becomes storytelling. We can only say, let's take some lessons from it. From this story, for example, we studied for the sake of the word how needs to be paid attention. Okay, it wasn't really the whole story are in. What are you going to learn from it? Which kind of lesson you are going to take from it? Can you say, if I am in a place like these people, and if I sleep over for sometimes, and if I didn't know that it passed 100 years, but I thought only 1 year, and then I will look at my ass. No one is taking an ass with him now. And my food, and my foot will be fresh, my ass will be dead. Which kind of lesson I would get from it? And my donkey is not going to be suddenly become alive, miraculously. And I will say, oh God, you are really right. Is there any lesson? What is the point in God telling me this story? You cannot get even a lesson, let's say a moral lesson, an ethical lesson even from this, if we don't really understand how we should really see the universe and apply the teachings of the scriptures practically right now. Apply it to myself, everything. And if you say, I don't know, if you listen to music, and when you hear the music, you enjoy it, and the singer is there, you get excited that the singer is there singing for you, whatever, you are enjoying it, you get excited. It means when you see the universe, what are you seeing? In fact, what are we seeing in the universe? God is demonstrating himself. Do we get excited? That's God's, here I am. Do we get? Because of our misconception of the universe as separated from the creator. Where is the creator? The one who created the universe, and it is nothing to do with him. As he created, it is working by itself. That's why we don't get excited. So, very simple, with a very simple example. Let's say the tree is growing. When we say, as a believer, we say, no, of course, the tree cannot grow like this, accidentally, naturally. No, I'm not that, simple-minded man. I believe that definitely there is a conscious will, conscious power who is creating the universe and also the tree. Okay. Yesterday's tree, today's tree. Do we notice that Yesterday it was demonstrated. Today is another demonstration. Now, whoever is giving existence or has what gave existence to the tree yesterday, now the tree is, since the tree exists right now, the same source is creating the tree right now, different from yesterday. Tree, not practical reason. Now we are reasoning, we are theorizing the subject. So tree is not growing. What's happening? The demonstration of God is continuing. Tree is not growing. Demonstration of the Creator is continuing within an order. So don't misunderstand. Some people may disagree with me that listening to song is haram or so. There are lots of haram people. So I hope they are not here. So so we will get a slash, So the singer is performing and singing, and I'm listening, watching, I'm listening. Can you imagine? You get excited. The singer is there, demonstrating her or his art and explaining it to you. I'm doing this because of in order to let you know this. So you are experiencing the quality of the art of the singer before him or her, enjoying it. The universe, I have read this. The universe is like an orchestra. How many, in the biggest orchestra, opera, for example, how many instruments, maybe people demonstrating for example, sonat, or how do you say? And I don't know the words for it. And music, 100 sometimes. 200 instruments, different. Yeah. How many instruments are really employed to demonstrate the music orchestra? Trillions, quadrillions, trillions. That's how the universe is. And although we don't see the Creator, but what we see is coming directly from the Creator as he performs his art. In Arabic, san'a. That's why the God is usually mentioned with the artist, sani'a. And the Quran uses the word sana'a to perform art. But this is the art. Okay. So there is no way to understand that the donkey was suddenly created like this, so that they got the example. Okay, I don't. I'm not seeing that. Why do you tell me? What is the point in telling me? This is not the way to read the Quran. This is not the way to read the word of the Creator of this world. We have to watch out. It's a big problem if you don't know. Now, another question today. Okay? Sorry?
Yeah, well, the Quran also says about things like, for example, Jesus, giving life to the dead, or reviving the dead.
You have to relate to all of them. That must be daily for you.
Fine, but are you saying that didn't happen?
None of my business. Why do you, did it happen, didn't happen? I'm seeing the universe. Well, isn't that enough? Isn't that enough for you? The demonstration of these huge quadrillions of instruments demonstrating the orchestra to you.
Then why would God bother even to mention it?
It is to you right now. Bi-iznillah. We are not reading the, if you like, the Bible. We are reading the Quran. The definition of the Bible and the Quran is completely different. Although they are both related to the universe. Why I said this? The believing opponent, we shouldn't be the opponent. So we have to read the Quran as the omniscient God's speech to me right now in order to guide me how I should interact with the creation as I am living now, right now. It must be all related to me. So we have to work on it. We have to work on it. How can we, if you like, bring the stories into my personal life? It is another art. It is a science. Really, we have to study that. Some people don't, some people do, and some people pay attention to it, some don't. Depends on the people's understanding of religion, affiliation of religion. Yep. We have to be careful. We have to think, why are you telling me this? You will find somewhere. Did you want to say something? No. So my question is, yes, the prophets also ask questions. Yes, prophets also are in need of satisfaction. How about doubt? Do they have doubt as well? Let's do statistics, But you don't have to disclose your understanding. Just do this and that. But definitely, there are two options. Prophets have doubts. Prophets have don't have doubts. All right? Yes or no? Yes.
Doubts in general, or
no,
to God?
No, about God and about how God does. Yes or no?
Yes.
How many? Let me say, I'm not really looking who are they. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 people said prophets have doubts. The rest, prophets don't have doubts about related to believing God. And his news. Yeah, for example, about, I don't know, as the subject will come as far as Prophet Abraham's story goes about resurrection. So prophets don't have doubts. Only 6 people say, yeah, they have doubts as well. Okay, right? But the rest of us says, what did you change your mind?
No, I still have a question. So how do you define doubts? What kind of doubts?
For example, not about this, what I'm hiding. It's waiting for us. So doubts, for example, the message comes from God and says, God says, we are the recipients of the message. God says, I'm going to resurrect. After you die, I will recreate you. Yep. And prophet says, God said this. Really? Although he said that, yeah. Not denying, no, but at the same time, doubt. What do you think?
I think it's not like doubt.
Sorry?
It's not like doubting the issue. It's like just over the way he can think it could happen. So he believes that it will happen, but he doesn't know the way. So
Not
maybe
the
he's
way.
asking like,
But for example, somebody does something, and I don't know how did it do it, but if I really am convinced that he is doing it, he did it, you know. And I don't know, but I'm sure he did it, or he will do it. But there is a doubt. Yes, he said do. He seems to be, the one, but I don't know really. Now, doubts are very good. Let me put this narration to you. Do you read the hadith? Although I don't really pay attention to the authenticity of the hadith because it's a technical matter and depends on the people who deal with the hadith. They have different criteria. So according to some, it is sahih. The other one is, for example, not really sahih, just hasan, or they name and categorize them. And also, even the authenticity of the hadith may be secured, but what is the important matter is what it says. What do you understand from it? And how do you really benefit from it? So, hadith says, قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم نحن أحق بالشك من إبراهيم. Puzzling? You know, Allah's Messenger sallallahu alayhi wasallam said, it is in Bukhari, no one challenged, no one can say that it is fabricated. That's why I wrote the source there. If you want, you can check. It is online available. Right now you can check. Allah's Messenger said, we have more right to be in doubt than Abraham. Yeah. What's wrong with it? Nothing. Nothing wrong with it. Something is wrong with us. Doubting is human. If there was no doubt, there would be no investigation. There would be no need to search the truth. We would be just slipping over. We have to have doubts. It doesn't mean that we have to create doubt, but we have to acknowledge that doubt is within our innate characters. We cannot get rid of it. It is a good thing. It is a stimulus for us to search, to be alive, to question, not to imitate. Look for the reason. It is perfect. It's beautiful.
Certainly, we have more doubt than Abraham. I mean, that goes without saying. No, it goes without saying. But there could be also, it may not have been doubt to begin with. Like, for example, when Abraham asked, "Show me how, you resurrect," or if Moses asked God, "Show me, I want to see you." It's not my understanding. Is not that Moses didn't believe that God doesn't exist. He doesn't have.
Don't play with the words.
No, but he's saying, "I want to see you." Sorry? So for me, it's more of maybe an intense love, and that I love you, God, so much that I want to see you.
That is an interpretation. Sorry.
Testy. Yeah, has a doubt. He was full of doubt, I guess.
I don't think so.
Wow.
Moses was talking to God directly.
Yeah.
And so he didn't have any doubt. It's not the doubt of like, I want to see you because I'm not so sure. I want to, like, can I take a peek? I just want to make sure that you're really there. No, that wasn't doubt.
What if I ask you,
prove to me that you can use a calculator. Like, that's me doubting you can use a calculator implicitly, or show me that you can use a calculator.
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying it's a different category. I feel that there are two different categories that we're talking about.
Okay, but doubting is human. There are degrees, definitely. But we should not be disappointed if we doubt. We should be happy that doubt is with us. Of course, we shouldn't really encourage it. What shall I doubt today about? No. We may not feel fully satisfied in our heart. That is quite normal. That we will always have this problem. There is no harm in it. We can easily question. We must investigate. We must express it. I want to make my heart more satisfied by bringing or having evidence. And the question, of course, which kind of evidence? Now, there are two kinds of evidences. That is usually mentioned. When we keep hearing, God's message is enough for us. What evidence you want? If the hadith is narrated, is authentic, that's a solid evidence for you. No, we are not talking about that. God is not talking about that. The prophets didn't talk about it. The companions of the prophets didn't talk about it. Evidence is where they were looking for. Where is the evidence? In the act of God. So I will know whether he can do it. He will do it. I have to make sure that the one who is making me can do it, will do it. Not only can do it, will do it as well. When we have to search for the evidence within the creation, I'm going to tell something very provocative now. First, in creation. First, in creation. And then prophets will come, and they will come with guidance. We will be, if we are sure that this is really a prophet employed by God, bringing the words of guiding words, speech of God, we have to listen to them. What did he say? God told me that he is going to resurrect you. Okay. How can I be sure of it? When you say, how can I be sure of it? You don't say, A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim, start reciting a verse. It will be circular. Do you understand? Yeah, it will be circular. It means, is it okay for everybody? Circular means I am doubting about the message that God tells me he is going to resurrect me. You are bringing an evidence from his revelation. That will say, how can I believe in this? This verse, whatever you narrate now, or whatever the hadith you narrate, again, the evidence must be looked for primarily first in the act of God, the demonstration here. What he's doing, who is doing what he's doing. So if I see something there, the speech is only directs me, saying that as if, Ali, look and pay attention to this, what I am doing. Yeah, again, directs my attention to the creation. Why? This is the obvious creation in front of us, where I am being trained, where I am being educated. We have to wake up. We have to be careful. We shouldn't be carried away saying that, oh, if there was no the book, the guidance of God, we will be we don't know what we are going to do. Yes, to a certain extent you are right, unless it is completely wrong, because we will be left alone here. Is like Alice in Wonderland. Everything is extraordinary happening. I don't know why. I know. And I must see something. Something. Look, the maker of this scenario or this orchestra is telling you this and that. Really? Is it so? Let me reconsider it under the guidance of this news. If this news is compatible with what I see, again, I can check the news, whether it is the Quran or the Bible scripture. How can I be sure that it's not fabricated by somebody, or it may be a false claim? How can you make sure? Anybody? I know your question. Yeah. How can you make sure that, let's say, the Quran or the Bible is, doesn't matter really, fabricated? How can you make sure?
Test it with your evidence.
Yeah. Test what they are saying is really compatible with what your heart says, yes, that must be so, as a result of your experience, your investigation, your research in the act of creation here. I'm not saying the universe, because universe is nothing but an act of creation. If someone says, no, I don't accept that the universe is act of creation, I am sorry, there is no evidence for you. Why? Because you are so, how can I be kind now? I was going to say stupid, and a thick person, so that you will buy this universal action as a result of accidents. I'm sorry, sir. First, you have to refresh your mind. First, you have to think about it again. Nothing to do with religion. Can really this universe happen as a result of accident by itself? Nothing to do with religion. You don't have to follow any religion. Ask this question first. Do you see anything haphazardly happening in this universe? Make sure. No, but I don't know what it means. Okay. But you have to say no. It can't be. It can't be. Can you say that this, let's say, projector happened to be by itself like this accidentally? We are human beings. This is called a priori realities for me. As a human being, as I am, with the word of the Quran, fitra, as I am made. I'm not saying God made me. No. As I am made, I should not be contradicting myself. I must be consistent within myself. I look at the thing, this cannot happen here, pointing to the projector, accidentally, it cannot happen there, and equally true and more so, the tree cannot happen by itself. The cell of the tree cannot happen by itself, because the cell is trillion times more fascinating than the projector. I am a human being. Okay, I understood. I must admit that. And then this person must check the claim of any prophethood to the messenger of a person with the evidence in the universe. But see the compatibility, at least, that yes, really, I didn't know, I didn't pay attention to it, but when I heard it and looked at the universe, this must be the speech of the one who made this universe. So this compatibility must be established, and then when the revelation or the speech gives me any news, I have to go and investigate its reality. Where? In the universe. When? Now. But we take it physically. Are we going to experience the paradise or hell now? Well, as they exist, you can see the signs of their reality in the creation of this world right now. That you can say, yes, I can confirm this news. I'm sure of. But I need instruction. That's what the revelations are there for. And here for instruction, how I should look at the universe in order to get better understanding of the, if you like, quote unquote, performer who is performing his art in this universe. Now your question. Did somebody else want? Did you want? You don't want. Go. Here.
So I just wanted to clarify something. So the universe manifests the creator's signs in it, the act of creation.
Qualities,
Yes.
attributes.
Okay. So I observe what goes on in the universe and I get my evidence of that which I'm looking in the universe. So I think I'm having a problem grasping when do I refer, like why do I have to go to scripture or to the prophet to, because just by being in the universe, I can confirm somehow perhaps the universe did not happen haphazardly. There's something mysterious going on. And so I feel like, so I got my evidence, but how do I get my 100% confirmation? Is that why I go and refer to the scriptures or the prophet, listen to what he says? Oh, that makes sense. It resonates with my reality. So
now we have to know the relationship, if you like, cooperation between the speech of God, speech of the Creator, act of the Creator. So we have to see how are we going to relate to each other. So in order to feel the need for the guidance in the form of a speech of the Creator of the universe, we have to have questions. You cannot really make up questions. We have to be interacting with the universe first and having some problems. Problems of what? Not really being able to decipher what it means. What is going on here? For example, you want to, let's say, sow a seed or cultivate the land, the field. So you just wanted to till the earth. You tilled it, you found out, oh God, what's that? So hundreds of different kinds of animals are living there. Why are they there? What is it? What does it mean? I don't know. Something extraordinary. The things are going on here. To know what are they for? Who made them? Can they happen by themselves? Look at them. Investigate them. You don't know the meaning. But don't forget, we are given the ability to search for the meaning, to become aware of the meaning. This is by the way, it's not our subject. This is one and main meaning of the word علم الإنسان علمه البيان. علمه البيان. How to express, how to speak, how to really question, get the meaning, but may not be able to really understand the meaning. But we understand that the things are meaningful. That is different. Everything is meaningful in the universe. Earth is meaningful, stone is meaningful, rain is meaningful, winter is meaningful, summer is meaningful, animals are meaningful. All of them are doing different things. You know, the people told those people who are called paleontologists, who study the
Paleontologists?
paleontologists tell us that there are only around 1 million different species now, but when they find out the relics, how are they called?
Fossils.
Say
Fossils.
fossils. They say around 7 million different living creatures have been created in this world. They are finding out. I don't know when the number will increase. As they discover more, the number will increase. 7 million different creatures, all of them within their own being is perfect. As a human being, I'm perfectly adjusted as in order to carry on my life here. A bird is, a spider is. Yeah, is a spider perfect? Yeah, a fish perfect. What is the meaning of this? I know there is something going on, but the meaning, look, the existence of meaning that I can get, but I don't know what it is, what are they referring to? So the prophets or the speech of God is needed there. Why? The maker of this universe is so wise that everything he creates is full of wisdom. And he created me with the ability to realize the meaning in the existence of everything, but also he created me with the, if you like, this ability to go beyond what the meanings are referring, pointing to, right? And I don't know. I cannot really find out myself. But I know that they are meaningful, and I am puzzled with their being meaningful. Now, it's the revelation is needed. Since the one who made me, we should be very careful here. The one who made me gave me the ability to ask this question, right? This is meaningful, and I don't know what it really means. And I search for it, I question for it. It is not my mistake. It is not my being noisy. No. It is how I am made. Whoever made me gave me this curiosity, gave me this awareness that I need to learn or to get information, to get guidance, what they mean, but I'm left alone and I don't know. I need a kind of, practically speaking, teacher. Teacher will say, look, if you do this, you will get this result. Really? Let me do. I understand. Okay.
So let's take an example. Like we were talking about how Abraham is asking God how you give life to the dead. So
We are here now. Okay.
so first, looking at the universe, I know that I don't want to die,
Yes.
right? And
That
I
is
know
in you.
it's in me. And I mean, I can ask everyone else, and most people will say they don't want to die either, and they all want to live as long as possible. Everyone has that feeling, and that feeling must have come from something, even
And
though
also happily that
you
not
live
miserable.
live an eternal happiness. So you know that this exists in the universe. You know that that feeling exists. You know that it cannot have come from the parts that you're made out of, the innate molecules and atoms. So there is some feeling there that came from somewhere. And then you think about it and you say, well, I want eternal life. I want eternal happiness. But there's so many ways that can happen, right? Someone can come and tell you, well, you're going to be reincarnated, right? You're going to die, and you're going to come back to life in another form, in another animal, That's another way of my life continuing, right? This is where the prophethood and the message becomes meaningful. And like, yes, that feeling you have is real, and now you're asking how, right? It's not reincarnation, it's this way. This is how you are going to be resurrected.
Yeah, this, if I have not misunderstood you wrongly, this way we have to check the revelation with the creation. Of course, creation includes me. Yeah, my ability, the qualities, the abilities I have been created with. So I have to check. If someone says you will be, for example, life circle will take you into I don't know, blizzard, and then try to use your ability, whether it really makes sense according to the news that you get from the creation, from your own feelings, and see which one is fitting. That's why we need guidance, and we have to check the guidance with the creation. Look, we have to understand that no one can absolutely be sure about. Now, what I should be very careful with my language here, because it is something to do with the logic. As a result of investigation, means experience, we extract a meaning from it. This extraction of meaning is personal, right? Extraction of meaning is personal. For example, there are this thing, or I'm not naming it, is here. I go and investigate it and say that the purpose of the maker of this object is this. It is my interpretation. Do you see that? The personal interpretations are bound to be subjective, and any subjective conclusions are always devoid of certainty. You cannot guarantee, right? So your, for example, position in anything, you cannot guarantee about your position, that your interpretation was absolutely right. This is important as a result of experience. We interpret the things, we have to say, that's my interpretation. That's what I got it. Yeah, that's my subjective Can I be 100% sure about it? If I am satisfied, this is of my matter. But I am trying to make this case as simple as possible. It's a very complicated matter. You know, the lots of philosophers wrote lots of volumes of books about it. So very simple, I am making that. As an empirical conclusions, as a result of our investigations and experiences, are bound to be personal, subjective. But if I have a conclusion, not as a result of my experience, for example, this object, again repeating this object, looking at it, looking this way and that way, and I understood that it is made to be at glasses or reading glasses for those people who need it. That's my personal result at the end of my experience and investigation of the thing. And what I am doing here, be careful with the word, very sensitive subject in reality and difficult subject to understand as well. You have to be professional in the field. I am speculating about the maker of this object. Do I know it for sure? No. And the maker may say, oh, I didn't mean to make this one for this purpose. I made it for other person because I am the maker. My typical example is to see a table and the table, for example, dinner table or something in the house. On the corners, the careful carpenters make the corners not sharp, but somehow round. They know that 2-3 years old toddlers hit their head and it is hazardous. Yeah. So it is not safe, but that's our understanding. So if you buy a table and bring it to the house, and your inmates, I don't know, brother, sister, or whatever you have in your life, so I wouldn't say wife or husband, says, oh, the carpenter was very clever who made this for this purpose, because that's my interpretation. Let's see the other side now. Go and speak to the person, really, carpenter, sure, who made the table. He would say, no, I didn't do it for this purpose. It was for decoration. My speculation didn't work. But did I do something wrong? No, from your perspective, you interpreted it. This is different. Look, this is different. Then what? There is another, for example, another way of reasoning, another way of making decisions. But we are going into deep matters really today. But I'm trying to, I don't know, it may seem to be simple to you. No. But I'm trying to make it as simple as possible. But, for example, looking at this object, this is made. And not a speculation, as a result of experience using your innate quality. Be careful. Your innate quality as you are given this quality. Now, your own logical necessary conclusion. If something is made, it must have a maker. It is not experienced. Be careful, watch out this. And what are we going to do with it? If you really understand and think about it later on, this subject is very essential, your relationship with the scripture. Yeah? How are we going to read the scripture? How are we going to benefit from them? So it is very easy and cheap way of saying that we have to read our holy book, or I don't buy any of these kinds of things. I mean, these are just meaningless rhetoric. What makes it holy for you? Now, it's the very fundamental question, which is left with no answer. So, now, when you conclude something, it is not speculation. All your reasoning, your innate qualities. For example, 2 + 2 makes 4. The mathematical conclusions and equations are not speculations. Right? Are not speculations. You reason abstractly because they are not the things that you learn as a result of your experience or your empirical effort, or whatever you call it. What do you call it? Help me with the language.
Empirical knowledge.
Empirical knowledge. Sorry? Yeah. It's not empirical knowledge. Even you didn't see anything, you can calculate from inside. For example, if something, for example, let's say broken, what do you say? What or who broken? You look for an agent. That is innate quality, and it is not acquired as a result of acquiring empirical knowledge, right? If my usage of the language is wrong, excuse me and correct me, please. So, as a result of experience, looking at this, it must be a glasses. Reading glasses is different from this is an object made it and it has a maker. But when you say it has a maker, it is not as a result of empirical, experiential knowledge. It is innate in you. You grow with it. So you cannot see anybody in the world which says this thing is, something is made. No. It doesn't have a maker, because in our village, we have we are taught that the things are made without maker. But it's not human. But I don't think I could really make the difference so clear. So looking at the universe, meaningful, conscious, purposeful, deliberately done, you conclude not as a result of experience, logically, intellectually, by using your inner qualities as you are, this has a conscious agent. Must have. When you go, for example, you go home and you find a bag nicely decorated, let's say, to make it a bit exciting. So they put something nice ribbon on it, etc., and a letter. This is this. I thank you, and I really love you. You entered into the house. You found in front of the door, or inside the door, let's say, No. It doesn't have an agent. Happen to be like this. Can you say? You say, who put it? Huh? Ihab. Yeah. Have you ever done such thing at all? I haven't. So who put it? It is a conscious, deliberate act, requires a conscious agent. That's logical. You don't have to learn it. It is in you. So do you learn how to look? But you learn how to use the microscope, but you don't learn how to look. It is innate in you. There is no doubt about it. But your conclusions as a result of your experiences may have a doubt about it. So, any written sentence, definitely you say, this is written by some conscious being who knows how to write, who knows how to speak the language the sentence is written, who aims at something, who wants to transfer a message to me. Definitely. Where did you learn this? This is a funny idea. Do they teach you in your village like this? It is cultural? You say, what do you mean, man? Go, idiot, man. I have no time for it. It is in me. The universe tells us that I have a creator. You have to think. So that is sure. But when you look at the tree, my best example is tree, bird. I love birds. Really, I love birds. I don't have the habit of keeping pet. Otherwise, I would keep kittens or cats. Look at somebody's happy. Maybe 3 of them. So, birds, they are incredible creatures. Everything is incredible, but birds are also very incredible creatures. So they never stop. They always act. I love them. So anyway, the birds, I am sure they are deliberately created, not as a result of I have seen somebody creating 1, 2, 3, so that I learned from the culture, the birds also must be created like the one I have seen before. I've never seen anybody who really giving existence to something which didn't exist. But my mind definitely concludes that it was a creator. It must have a creator. That is for sure. Right? There is no doubt about it. That is absolute. That's what the Quran is going to teach us. Don't you believe? Yes, I believe, but I want to see it. How do you do it? Now, definitely there is a creator, is not acquired knowledge. Be careful. If you take a philosophy course, I don't know whether the professor is going to teach you that clear and simple. It is not an acquired knowledge. It is with you, it is innate, it is sure, not only subjective, it is for you an absolutely objective knowledge. That is called Allamahul Bayan. Do you understand now the words? Allamahul Bayan. They say, some books say we taught people how to speak. Yeah, but really it's a very reduction to the Quran. The Quran is very deep. Quran is very deep. We have to think. Okay, that is innate. That is certainty verified within yourself. You cannot say that that's my conclusion. I don't know whether, it is, this is something is here, deliberately made, yeah? This is, no, it may not be made, So something exists, for example, and say, okay, it exists. But it's an innate question. How come then these things came into existence? It is subject to continuous change. It wasn't like this yesterday. Today is like that. It is given another existence. Can it change itself? But I'm looking for what? Cause of existence. Some people may attribute it to somebody or something. No, I'm not talking about that. I am talking the cause of everything exists. That is sure. But when you start investigating the tree, for example, what is the meaning of this? What is the meaning of this, the existence of this tree, and how the tree is changing? Can it change by itself? You say, no, it cannot change by itself. But because the particles have no power to create anything. Particles of the tree has no power, no knowledge, no wisdom, no will. That we should say particle here. Okay, there must be, that is sure conclusion, be careful, sure, certain conclusion. There must be a wise, powerful, knowledgeable, with a volition, free, absolute will, in order to give existence to this tree. Okay, that is sure. But the purpose of the existence of the tree, it has a meaning, sure, but when it comes to the interpretation of the meaning, that is subjective, that's not sure what you are doing. It may be there, as far as I understand, because you investigate now. That is the result of empirical activity or empirical knowledge.
So empirical knowledge, by definition, is knowledge that you gain through observation.
After investigating the things, not within your own automatic, it's insight, so logical conclusions. For example, if someone says, you entered the house, you found the bed, and saying something, so definitely a conscious person would think there is a cause for it, and this must be done by somebody who knows how to read and write and convey the message. But when it comes to what does it mean, and you say, somebody may be interested in me, let me see who is it, and then you think you are interpreting now. Now somebody comes and says that, no, it was a cheating, just to make you excited for nothing, to annoy you. I did it. It's very disappointing, but it could have happened. Yeah. So you see, empirical knowledge. Empirical knowledge.
Trouble for nothing.
Sorry. So empirical knowledge cannot be certain, but human conclusions within itself, for example, it has a meaning, it's certain. But you thought, as a result of your investigation, this meaning was this, but the maker said, no, it is this. You say,
So the empirical conclusion can never be certain. That's what you're trying to say.
Yes, sure. That means the importance of it, right? Now, we know that this universe must have a conscious creator. That's true. Yeah, this is not as a result of empirical information. That is, when we look at the universe, you automatically conclude that there is a meaningful action here. This meaningful action must be performed by an intelligent being. Meaningful. That's your conclusion. This is made, it must have maker. This is a wise action, it must have a wise agent to perform it. That is sure. Now, what does it mean for me now? Shouldn't you are not happy about it?
It's not your conclusion if it's inbuilt in you, though. If it's an automatic, I don't want to use a different word than conclusion. You can't really attribute it to yourself then.
No. It means not in this sense that you attribute yourself. My maker gave me this ability, it created me with this ability, which shows that it is certain. I cannot doubt about it. The Ihab was saying that they don't doubt. In fact, it means something else. Now, that stage is I cannot doubt about it. But what I can doubt, and it will be a legitimate doubt, what does it mean?
For me personally.
Yeah. No, that's personal. Yeah. Now, that is why we have to say, since, again, look, since, be careful here, today, we are going into a very deep subject. Since this universe is meaningful, it is not an acquired knowledge, it is an innate human conclusion, I cannot doubt, meaningful. There is a purpose, yes. But what is the purpose in the existence of the universe? I cannot be sure. Who can be sure? What? The maker says that I made this table for decoration in this way. You say, and it must make sense, right, for you, because you are the addressee. You cannot buy it. You said, it is possible. I never thought about it. Or I was suspicious, but I wasn't sure because I cannot be sure of about the certainty of the knowledge I acquire. Do you get it? That's why when we look at the universe, just a minute, Tolo. When we look at the universe, what we are sure, what we are not sure, we have to be careful about. The universe has a maker, sure. Yes? This maker is intelligent, sure. Must be. But this maker is called Allah. This maker lives somewhere above the stars. Maybe. There is no certain insight, definitely so. I don't know, maybe. But there is a maker. And it is meaningful. I am dragging the subject into the matter that we are going to understand, hopefully today, just why Abraham is asking, how you do it, show me, although I believe you can. You understand? Now, as a result of experience, he wants to learn. From whom? From the maker. That's why he's asking the maker now. If we didn't have any scripture, okay, let's say we don't know. We looked at the universe as for sure that this universe is a maker, has a cause of existence. This causer of the universe is intelligent, and I don't have the right answer, so I don't know. I don't have the not right answer, sure answer, certain answer. So is there any way that the maker of this universe can explain me why he has done this? Now the question came, why? He will explain. Right? He will explain. Do you get that? So you ask, you look for the explanation from the maker. That's why it is again natural, fitri for any human being to look for guidance from his maker, her maker. You get it? But which one is the guidance? You have to investigate. And can you be absolutely sure that this guidance is certain? Depends. No. For me, as I understood, so far as I investigated, this seems to be better than the other, makes sense. For me, I am sure it is. Yeah, do you understand? But look at my language. For me, I am sure it is. For you, investigate. But do we agree that this owner must tell me why he did it? But he will tell me why he did it. And I will say, let me see. Somebody comes. What are you doing? Yeah. This famous story of Ford, the Ford engines or automobile. Somebody that time was then newly introduced, and the people, very rare people, were using the cars, automobiles. Somebody broke down the car on the side and looking for repairing and couldn't do anything, didn't know. And the Ford was driving by it, stopped, came and said, do this, and made it. Yeah. And the machine started working. And the man, the poor guy, not the Ford, said, how did you know what was wrong with it? And he said, I'm the maker of this car. Makes sense, eh? So look, was this man sure that this person was the maker of the car? As far as the action is concerned, he concluded that this man must be telling the truth. Do you understand? Look, must be telling the truth. Can he say that 100% he is Ford? No. But he can say must be. How did you know? As a result of his experience. Do you understand? But this car has a maker is beyond doubt sure. That's why نحن أحق بالشك. We deserve to be in doubt more than Abraham. About what? How he is doing it. Right? And is it the way to understand it? Do you understand? Do you understand the difference now? Yes, there must be somebody. And yes, I understand this universe is so meaning. I am so meaning. I am meaningful as well. I am looking for an eternity. And this sense is with me. And there must be a meaning for it. And if I am created with the sense to desire eternal existence, happiness, definitely there must be something. So what is going to happen? The message says, I'm going to resurrect you, give you another creation as another creation, and you say, is it really? That's what. Let me see. Now, the question, how comes into, how can you do this? Can you show it to me so that I will experience it and try to satisfy my heart as much as possible? Do you understand the process, how it works? Do you still want to? No?
No, I don't think so.
You gave one.
I gave up.
Okay, maybe time is getting late.
But actually, sorry. So where does the subjectivity begin and the sureness ends? That's one question. Like, for example, do I go on saying it's certainly...
Excuse me, I don't want to interrupt, but the vocabulary is mixed. Now, subjectivity, what did you say? Subjectivity ends, did you say, or begins?
I think you had it backwards.
Yeah, the subjectivity begins,
Uh-huh.
surety ends. No, these are different categories.
Okay.
Now, in inert, either human, I don't want, I am trying, those people who may be familiar with the subject, I am trying to avoid using logic, for example, because I don't want to reduce human beings to logic only, reasoning, intellectual capacity only. We act as a human being. So whatever I say, without whatever I conclude about, without using experience, without referring to, no, attempting experience without referring to experience.
Mhm.
For example, if a thing is broken, we say, who broke it?
Mm.
What is the agent? Yeah, there must be an agent. There must be a reason for it. But that is not experiential. That's, you just use your human qualities, but simply speaking, it's logical.
Right.
But not only logical, your emotions, everything together says there must be an agent to do that. For example, the universe has a maker, the universe has a meaning, these are one category. Now, there is another category of information or knowledge. Yeah. This knowledge says the meaning of this universe is this. Because I looked at it, experience. Yes, empirical. So empirical investigations results in certain conclusions, but subjective to the one who does the investigation. And can it be changed? Yes, it can change. That's why we need these categories. One of them starts and turns into doubt. No, this categorically two different matters.
Right.
Okay.
This category, which has no doubt in it because it's innate.
Okay.
Does that also include such things such as this maker is not here in this universe? Cannot be here?
Logically, I understand that the maker cannot be in the things.
Right.
It is contradictory.
And
Logical contradictory.
Yeah, and such things as he is absolute and
Must be absolute. It means explain this. It means it cannot be of the nature of the things it made.
Mhm.
Yeah. A part of the things, a particle of the things, a component part of the things cannot be the maker of the thing.
right.
That is very important. Every day you have to say this to yourself. The particles of the things, components of the things cannot be maker of the things. We know this, but we don't really bring it up front. Yeah, we just go by the media language.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And in the other category, you said that it's personal and therefore and subjective. That's true. But can I, to me personally, reach a conclusion based on my experience that is, let's say, 100% with no doubt seems true to me?
Now, most of the people who are in their field say at the end of your experience, you can reach certainty, but everybody agrees that this certainty is subjective to you. That's why the companions, the famous narration from the companions, they said, are we one of the hypocrites? Why? Were they not sure about the belief matters? They were. But their perception of belief, their perception of the truth is really true or not. It means the content of their truth, the truth they know, their affiliation, sincerity in confirming this truth. I know that it's truth. For example, many people they really believe that the smoking is harmful, but they still smoke. They still smoke. Why? Their affiliation to the truth that they are 100% sure is not submissive for example, sincere. They are not sincerely submitting themselves to this truth. So the companions were doubtful about their submission, their confirmation of the truth is sincere or not. But they are not doubting, or human beings cannot doubt, I don't know, this thing here, whatever it is, what do you call it? A furniture? I don't know whether it's made or not. I don't know. They will say, who are you? Huh? Is there anybody in the world, anybody, including lunatics or mental illness people are different. It's 7 million people almost now. Every day is increasing. So don't get married now. So the number is really going fast. So this 7 billion people, one of them will say, I don't know what it's made or not. The symbol of this table or furniture. Can you imagine there is somebody? No, that is innate. But some people say it's not made. It happened by accidentally. Why? Obstinacy. That's what the Quran says. Leave them alone. They don't want to admit it because they know the consequence of admission. So our affiliation with this certain knowledge is subjective. The reality of the knowledge is true, absolute, true. But our affiliation with it, our sincerity in submitting to it, yeah, there is God. Okay, there must be a creator, okay, but do I really stand by it? Do I really confirm it? Or just knowledge-wise, definitely it must be so, but none of my business. How many percent of the people in the world live in this world now? They say the universe has been created, yeah, but they have nothing to do with the creator in their life.
And what causes that? What causes that affiliation to be weak? Is it a weakness in the conclusion, or is it a?
That is we have to stop. So we have to stop. That is our relationship with this truth. We have free will. Never forget. I say this is true, but I may not confirm it. I may not be sincere in my confirmation. This is true, but none of my business. You got it, inshallah? So here, I think we shouldn't go back to this verse again. This verse says, yes, I believe. If you like, one person will read it quickly, so the translation.
Sure. And when Abraham said, my Lord, show me how you give life to the dead, he said, what, do you not believe? He said, yes, but that my heart may be satisfied. He said, then take 4 of the birds, then train them to follow you. Then place on every mountain a part of them, then call them. They will come to you flying, and know that God is mighty wise.
So you understand that if you are familiar with it, if you get familiar with it, you can't really, this is how I do it. So you can make sense of it. I'm not going to the details of how to prove that resurrection is really true, and this is an example. But these are, of course, we can talk about it, but this is not our subject. Our subject is, our subject is, in order to confirm my conclusion, I have to use my human qualities. I have to look at the universe and see how the things are happening here, so that I would try to understand what the creator's meaning, what the creator is really transferring the meaning to me. So my relationship with the creation is necessary. That's what we have to understand. I have to look at the universe, how it is made. So my necessary conclusion, which this universe must have a creator is almost, be careful here, doesn't have anything to do with my free will, so doesn't have anything to do with my choice. I have to accept it. Where is my choice? I have to investigate and really relate the meaning to something and make sense of it, confirm it. That's my responsibility. For example, no one can say that, oh, I am a wonderful person, I can see. It is my virtue. But everybody sees, even the animals see. So that is reality. What is your virtue? Where did you use your eyes? What did you make sense of it? Were you really thankful to the one who gave it to you? Did you acknowledge it? That's what we have to do. That's why Abraham saying, I believe in it, it's automatic, you have to. That is innate in you. But you have to investigate how it is going to happen. Is it really possible? And really confirm it definitely as a result of your investigation. You have to come to a conclusion. This conclusion may be certain, but this certainty is subjective. Never make it everybody must. No. I came to this conclusion. This is true for me. Hopefully, I will be loyal to it. You may change your mind tomorrow. That's why you have to be always in requesting, supplicating God to keep you on the right understanding. That's why we are needy. That's why we have to pray to God. These are other matters. We can talk because these are important things. Why do we pray? How can we be sure? Lots of related questions. But religion is not really simply you take it from your culture. No. You have to engage yourself seriously and devote your life to it. Not devote your life to it means be a religious person. No. See this kind of person, this kind of problems are really important for you. So what we do with the religion is secondary subject in our life. We have to make it sound really as it is. Otherwise, you are Muslim, mashallah, you came to the masjid and it is Islamic masjid, welcome. And this is not religion. Okay, we have to stop at 9 o'clock. This place should be evacuated. So, assalamu alaikum. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Subhanaka la ilma lana illa ma 'allamtana innaka antal alimul hakim. Wa akhiru da'wahum alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. If you want to study all this and especially establish the methodology, we can study one verse quite a time. So we have to be, I think, we have to limit our subject one point and develop on this. Lillahi ta'ala al-Fatiha.